Good morning, everyone.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Yeah, I got to hear the day before Christmas Eve about this, so it wasn't a very happy holiday for me. Let me know when everybody's ready. Everybody good? Everybody not good? Okay. Good morning, I'm Commissioner Patty Sheehan, District 4, and I represent Lake Eola Park, PattySheehan. We at the City of Orlando love our swans and take their health and well-being very seriously. On December 23rd, 2 swans were found deceased at Lake Eola Park. That number has grown to 12 over the past 5 days. Unfortunately, the deaths occurred during the holidays and our specialized veterinary experts were not available. The swans are being stored in a secure location so necropsies can be performed and the cause of death determined. It is likely this could be another avian flu outbreak, although we can't be certain until tests are completed. We do not believe the deaths are suspicious. The deceased birds will be examined as soon as possible. A lot of misinformation has been circulating on social media by people who frankly should know better. We appreciate the swan docents and volunteers, but that does not empower them to speak on behalf of the City of Orlando or disparage our park staff. Our park rangers have been treating this as a worst-case scenario and are handling the deceased birds with safety protocols and personal protective equipment. During the last avian flu outbreak, which happened in February of 2024, we sanitized the park, as we are now, as a precaution. We are cleaning all defecation and sanitizing areas. Feeders have been removed to minimize contact with the birds. Avian flu spreads from migrating birds coming into Lake Eola Park. Our swans are pinioned or wings clipped, that's what that means, pinioned, to be consistent with state law. It is dangerous for birds to fly into traffic in urban areas. To suggest that clipping their wings is harmful to them is a fabrication to sensationalize this awful situation. And we do all that with veterinary care and veterinary advice, by the way. Our park staff has spent their holidays grieving animals they care for while dealing with unfounded accusations. Posting opinions does not solve problems, nor does it help our animals. The City of Orlando takes our swan population and their health and safety very seriously. We do annual checkups and provide a nutritious diet, which is reflected in our animals' veterinary files. If you want to help our swans, please volunteer to help with their care. Be part of the Lake Eola team. Work with us and help the swans. Even go online. We have Swanathon to help raise funds for their care. It is rewarding, although with wild animals, it can be heartbreaking when bad things happen to them. More information will be coming as we know more. Lake Eola Park is safe. Please enjoy your holidays. Okay, and I'll take questions from y'all now.
Patty, 2 years ago or
Yeah.
24 when this happened.
Yep.
It wasn't just swans, but there were, I think the way it was phrased was like dozens of other birds were also killed.
There were dozens of other birds, but it was 15 swans.
But in this case,
Yeah.
is it just swans so far?
And it's weird. It's just one. It's just the mutes. The other time, it impacted other varieties of animals. We have 5 of the 7 5 of the 7 swans of the world here. We have trumpeters, whoopers, blacknecks, Australian blacks, and Polish mutes. The last avian flu outbreak impacted all of the swans. This time, it's only the mutes. I mean, I don't know for sure. Like I say, we don't know yet because we have not gotten the information back. Usually we get the information back on the testing quickly. But honestly, people at Fish and Wildlife are on vacation. The veterinarians are on vacation. The University of Florida, to suggest that we haven't reached out to everyone possible really distresses me from people who, like I say, they should know better. It's so frustrating when volunteers say they want to help and they spread misinformation. Our park staff has been working on this since the 23rd, since the first, bird died, and we have been diligently trying to get answers, but we're probably not going to get it. And like I say, they're going to be taking the birds in today to get necropsies done to figure it out. If it is avian flu, the only good thing is, the last time it happened, the vet said, you know what, let it take its course and you will have herd immunity. And I'm thinking since a lot of these other varieties haven't passed and a lot of the birds that have passed are younger, are flyers that have come in that might not have been here, that the other birds might have herd immunity from the flu. But like I say, I don't know for a fact that that's what it is yet. If it is the avian flu, we will handle it like we did the last situation. We will put up signs. We are already sanitizing out of an abundance of caution, and we're going to be taking all the safety protocols. To suggest it's unsafe to come to Lake Eola Park, again, is something that's just not fair, because our park staff does a really good job. It's magical. We're here for the holidays. It's supposed to be a wonderful time for families. This park is packed with people. We would not make it unsafe for anyone under any circumstances. But unfortunately, we're in a situation now, but we can protect the public at the same time grieving our birds and trying to take as best of care we can with them. As a matter of fact, our parks manager is on the phone right now trying to figure out how we can figure out doing additional vaccinations. It might not be a good idea, though, because the last time this happened, the vet said if you concentrate them, you're liable to spread it more. So again, we have to balance a lot of factors, and it's frustrating to me that people are saying that we aren't taking this seriously. You know, I take it seriously. You can say I'm a little mad. Okay, I take this seriously. We've had birds on Lake Eola and Lake Lucerne for 100 years. Nobody did anything to help or feed them or take care of them for 80 years. This is a program that was instituted by myself and Family Parks and Recreation. We've been doing the Swan Roundup for 20 years. We've never had any problems, you know, with people making these kinds of accusations, and until now. So it's just really unfortunate.
But have any other birds besides the swans
No.
died so far?
No.
How many total?
12 right now.
How many was
It could be more, though. And the last time you asked that, the last time we lost 15. So we're kind of at this. We haven't reached that level, but it's the same amount.
Do we know what kind of birds were migrating for that could possibly?
There's all kinds of birds that migrate. We have geese. We have people that drop ducks and pets here, you know. We have all kinds of animals coming here all the time. And I beg people, please don't bring unwanted birds to the park. You know, you don't know what they're bringing in, but we can't, control. This is a large lake, and migratory birds, they like lakes. It's a beautiful place. Just like everyone likes to come to Lake Eola Park, so do migratory birds. But that's what spreads this avian flu. We can't control it. That's what's so frustrating, is we can't just say, okay, well, we're not going to let any more birds in the park. These birds flew in. There's these ibises flew in. We have ducks that come here. The little black things, I can never remember their names. They're so cute. But, we have all kinds of birds that are coming here to Lake Eola Park. So Egyptian geese. So we don't know, they all fly in here, but that's how this flu spreads. If it's the flu, again, we're getting way ahead of ourselves because I don't know yet. And I wish, like I say, this hadn't happened during the holidays, because it's sad. It's kind of ruined all my park staff holidays because they're so sad that this happened. But, you deal with what you've got sometimes. And that's where we're at.
After
About this new alert that we have going on now because of this?
Go ahead, but did you put the signs out already? Okay. I just saw them, so okay. Yeah. Again, that's out of an abundance of caution because we don't know yet. We're not saying avian flu, but we are going to be putting signs out to let people know that they need to be careful. The protocols are: don't eat poop, okay, and if you're concerned, stay the walkways. And if you get anything on your shoes, clean your shoes when you get home. Those are the protocols we had last time. We had no visitors to the park get sick during the last avian flu outbreak. Again, if that's what this is. I have to keep prefacing my comments with that because, unfortunately our swan docents have gotten ahead of things.
So I think people still feeding them, and that's still okay then, right?
No, they're not supposed to be feeding them.
They're right over there feeding them behind you.
All right. Well, we took the feeders out. I can't control it. We might actually, if it's avian flu, we will put that precaution on the signs. Okay?
What are the exact cleaning and sanitization processes happening right now?
They will clean up any defecation. We will sanitize. This is an area where the swans congregate. They sanitize that. Quincy, our manager, is already putting in extra requests for sanitize. I don't know exactly what they use, but they use it. It's a sanitizing cleaner. Okay?
is that why the pressure washing is that
Exactly.
abnormal? Is that what they're doing right
Yes.
now?
Two more questions.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay, Andrea. It's okay. I understand. I want people to care about the swans. I mean, this is an initiative that I'm passionate about, and I want people to care. But the flip side of that is people will also tend to glom onto that and try to use it for their own purposes, unfortunately. So I have no problem talking to y'all. Yeah, we had 68 when we did the last swan roundup. Okay, so now we've lost 12. Yeah, but I have to confirm those numbers.
Do you know when you will get an answer of what really was that caused these swans to die?
Yeah, the problem is usually we can get an answer pretty quickly within 24 to 48 hours, but because, again, the vet's offices are closed, it's the holidays, everybody's working on a skeleton crew right now. You know, we have a lot of folks taking vacations during the holidays right now at City Hall, too. So this really has created a difficult situation, but our park staff, again, very diligent people. They're out here caring for these animals every day. And that just kind of bugs me too, because they named the birds themselves. They're not even their proper names. They call them by their own little nicknames and stuff like that. The park staff love these birds, and they want to do what's best for them.
And when something like this happens, does it fall on the city to pay for like the veterinary care and all
Yes, we pay for all of that. And again, you know, that's not extra money that we get. That is money that has to come out of the city budget. But again, it's important to take care of them and do the right things. I'm trying to get the swan pens fixed because, as you all know, I jumped in the lake a couple years ago to save a baby swan, and I put it in the pen, and then something got in and killed it. And we're trying, but again, it's weird. It's not like you can go to Walmart and buy a swan pen. You have to design these things. So again, I think there's people out there, well, you're not doing enough. Well, you know, it's a weird situation. You know, it's not like we can go buy a swan pen. We're trying to figure it out as we go along. I am heartbroken. I spent an hour and a half in 50-degree water trying to get that swan out, and I did, and it died. You don't think I'm heartbroken by that? So to have people make these accusations is really hurtful to me.
Has the city considered getting an expert maybe on staff in the future to specifically take care of the swan population?
We have talked to the experts at the University of Florida, at IFAS. We have a veterinarian who specializes in veterinary care of the swans. Fish and Wildlife and Fish and Game, we've had them out. So it's not like we don't have access to experts. And again, I want to listen to the experts, not somebody who just wants clicks on social media.
And you said it was.
Is that a list of people who's been contacted now for this situation?
Yeah. Like I say, I'm supposed to be on vacation. Quincy's been here. We've been working on this nonstop for the past 5 days. So to suggest otherwise is disingenuous.
And you had said they all 12. Did you say were all the same? They were all royal mutes.
All white mutes. It was weird.
And you said they were younger. Were they kind of new purchases by the city?
No, they were. We have swans that are born every year here, so they appear to be the younger swans and flyers that weren't here previously. Now, the good thing that the volunteers suggested was the bands that we put on their legs. It made it a whole lot easier to identify who was who. And again, we can go back on their veterinary records. And if anybody wants to disparage our program, our veterinary records back up the fact that we're taking very good care of these animals.
These signs, are they going to be posted around?
Yes, they're going to put them out today. Again, like I say, this all happened over a holiday weekend. Our staff has been working to try to get all this done in a very fast and efficient manner. If it is avian flu, there will be additional signs with different protocols. Okay?
Lastly, for people who keep coming to the park, is it still safe?
It is safe to come to, that's another thing that's so frustrating. It is safe to come to Lake Eola Park. If you have concerns, again, stay to the walkways. Don't walk in the areas where the swans are walking. If you get poop on your shoes, clean it off. You know, you might want to use some, like when we all had COVID, we had sanitary wipes and things like that. You might want to get some of those or use some of your cleaning products. It is not unsafe to come to Lake Eola Park. And we had no one get sick during the last avian outbreak. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.